हमारे देश में ना दो चीजें बहुत चलती है, एक माँ, दूसरी सिनेमा. And the mother of all family feuds is here.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is going to be epic. My name is RJ Glenn. मैं हूँ Fever FM से podcaster, video presenter, radio presenter. Basically, I'm like Farhan. I do everything. I can just do everything. Yes. But welcome. It's time to say, wow. Taj.
Hi Farhan.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I am very happy to have you guys here on the show. It's going to be a very candid conversation, so we can keep sipping our coffees and chill.
I didn't even take your permission. I'm just sipping it.
बाबा की
Anyway.
कॉफी लाओ. बाबा की कॉफी लाओ.
ये जरा कट कर देना. ये कट कर देना. हाँ ठीक है. Alright. Anyways, guys, I think like I said, the epic family feud. ये हर घर में होता है. हमारे सोसाइटी में हमने देखा है कि लड़ाई झगड़े तो चलते रहते हैं, प्रॉपर्टी के लिए, किसी और चीज के लिए, कुछ ना कुछ तो चलता ही रहता है. Do you guys have siblings? Aditi, start with you.
I have a lot of cousins,
Okay.
but not real brothers.
ये आज तक
Cousin
मुझे-
brothers.
आज तक समझा नहीं ये रियल और नकली cousins.
I know
ये
that because
मुझे आज तक समझा नहीं.
seriously because when I say
They're
oh my
divided by
brothers and
blood.
they're like no. So when I say oh my brothers, I have a lot of brothers.
Right.
And they're like, you have brothers? I'm like, yeah, my cousins. And it's like, oh, acha.
वो तुम्हारे नकली है.
For me, it's the same. Yeah.
Aashim, for you, do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger sister.
We are going to come to that. Taha, you?
I have a brother who's 1 year older than me.
Nice.
Apparently insecure of us.
Yeah,
I have
very
an
much so.
older sister who's technically my half sister, but मेरे दिल से मेरी पूरी बहन माँ सब भाई है.
Sweet. What we're going to do is now एक-एक करके हम आपसे पूछेंगे कि how have your siblings put you under the bus? Then I'll tell you my story.
Oh,
So,
dude.
ये कहानी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि ये भाई बहन की कहानी है, ये रिश्तों की कहानी है. आप बताइए अभी आप किस बात
One
करते हैं.
sister.
हाँ.
Only brothers. Can you imagine what I go through? My
I
aunt
can
says
A lot of protection.
that too,
Yes.
but mostly every joke, anything is
Right.
You're the butt. You're the butt.
literally.
But
My aunt actually says, you know,
Buttermilk.
like people keep putting kala dhaga,
Right.
taking on nazar. My
हाँ.
aunt says, why does everybody do this? You don't need enemies. They're right there.
आपके दुश्मन आपके घर में है. आपके साथ
They
ऐसा हुआ है?
really harrow me.
I feel I used to bully my sister a
Okay.
lot. I'm sorry, Sana. I used to like you know whack her and then start crying myself and then act as if like she's
Oh.
hit me.
Horrible. Sick.
Yo, the thing. I was already telling you, me and Aashim have a lot in common.
Right.
This is exactly what I would do with my
Right.
elder brother. But I mean, nowadays, I look at him and he's almost taking like a father figure kind of a thing
Right.
to me.
Right.
But when he was younger,
Haji.
I was like a punching bag to this guy. Like every time he would just pass by, he would just punch me for no reason.
Right.
Just punch me for no reason.
Right.
So and one time he actually left his palm on my back. He just smacked me so hard. It was right there. One time he smacked me with a guitar. But
your brother
Ooh, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett.
now we know where Murad is born from.
I took it from real life
I
experiences.
know,
Like,
brother.
The aggression I think मुराद का की वहीं से आ रही है. I think.
Absolutely.
बचपन की ट्रॉमा. वहीं से.
I was telling this guy, who was I thinking about? You know, who can I kill? No.
और आपके लिए?
यार मेरी बहन और मेरा एज गैप कुछ 10 साल का है.
हाँ जी.
तो my sister and I have two kinds of conversations. Either they are very goofy, where I call her Chudail or Dial.
हाँ.
And she
sweet.
also calls me some very sweet things that I can't mention. And
नहीं बोल सकते पॉडकास्ट में चलता है.
हाँ, and
सब चलता है.
What were those two words?
Chudail or Dial.
No, those two words he used.
Sorry.
Define yourself.
What? Oh.
Dulhan or Dulhan.
Ardhani. And the other type of conversation is a very intense heart to heart where
Right.
like we're just talking our hearts out. ये दो तरह की conversation होती है हमारी. तो सही है.
Aditi, when आप जब आते हैं series में and you're part of this whole family feud and this whole drama that is happening, tell me how did you prep for particularly this role? Because बहुत सारे आपको references मिलते हैं, reference points होती हैं, but to make it you as an actor, as an individual, how do you go about? What is that process? किस प्रकार से होता है वो?
I think the thing with this is the reference point of this is almost more iconic than the historical or any written information about this character.
Right.
Which is of course Mughal-e-Azam and Madhubalaji. I mean that is just her name comes before.
Right.
Literally, I think that's the face you get in your, in your mind
Right.
when you think of this character. Having said that, I don't think that I sort of even went in that direction because this is a different story.
Right.
The creators are very different. We're in a different time. Also, the creators being from various different cultural backgrounds, they, as you rightly said, they basically telling you a story about family politics.
Right.
And power dynamics in a family and everything that comes with it. And I think that's what this story is about. So love is a part of it. And love is a very integral part of Salim's life and what his life becomes because of it. So in that way, I think that is what Anarkali is in this particular retelling of this whole
Right.
Slice of history.
Right.
But for me, I think what was the most challenging about doing this was taking an iconic character and understanding that that character for herself is not iconic. Anarkali in the 16th century would not have considered herself an iconic character.
Correct.
She was just a girl,
who she was.
a very
person.
vulnerable girl with a beating heart who was longing for love, longing for freedom, longing for, I think, tenderness. And when she found it, she was so loyal and so fearless and so spirited in when everything was against her. And she didn't fear the consequences and she stood by her love, you know. So, and just to bring out the human element of a girl like this,
Right.
I think was what I found most exciting. And the fact that the makers also gave me the space
To explore, to understand.
to go about it that way.
Nice.
Because I remember when they came to me, they said, Anarkali is our mesmerizing tragic heroine. And I was like, no, one second. Let's say she is, yes, what happens to
Right.
her is tragic. But she is a very fearless girl and has so much love, and her love actually makes her fearless.
But very,
So-
very nicely put that what I take away from आपने जो कहा कि आपने उसे आइकॉनिक नहीं बनाया, जस्ट अ पर्सन, जस्ट अ पर्सन, यू हैव टू बी दैट पर्सन. अगर आप वो सोच के साथ जाते हैं कि इसको आइकॉनिक बनाना है, then it's, I don't know, I'm not an actor, probably be slightly caricaturish. Then you're trying to create a vision, like you're trying to create, I guess
It's like jumping. It's like jumping various. It's like not going through the journey and like talking about just the end. It's
Right.
people who make something iconic,
right.
or history makes a person iconic. But when you are living that life, you're not.
Just
You're
be
not
true to
aware of
yourself.
it. Yeah, you're just you're living, and that's the other thing about Anarkali. She's
Right.
a very clean-hearted,
Right.
loyal.
Right.
Like she has dreams,
Yeah.
It's like as simple as that. And I just like, to me, it's just that she's that girl,
I mean, first, very importantly, towards your character, जैसे मैंने कहा आपको कि बहुत सारे multitudes हैं उस character में. You're an addict. You're fighting your own demons. You're fighting your own self. And many times as human beings, all of us are fighting our own selves. There's so many layers to us which we're constantly trying to churn out. ये हम बात कर रहे हैं उस ज़माने में जहाँ पर सब कुछ सही होना चाहिए था. Men had a certain role. There was a certain way you viewed the male figure कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता kind of thing. That kind of
But that too is a perception, right?
Yes.
That too is a perception.
It's a very big perception.
Yeah, but मर्द को दर्द भी
बहुत
होता
होता
है,
है.
मर्द
मर्द
होता
भी है. Exactly.
तो ऐसा I think it's a very false thought process only कि ऐसा दर्द नहीं होता. बिल्कुल होता है, और जब प्यार होता है तो किसी से पूछ के नहीं होता है,
Right.
हो जाता है.
Oh.
So इस सलीम के केस में भी वही था. It just happens. He's
Right.
just a man who's turned his family against him, not by choice, but just by the virtue of just him being in love with another woman who also just believes in love. And this is a family who's just fighting for something which he's not even interested in. He's least interested in the throne. All he wants is love, poetry, maushiki, shairi, mohabbat. Uske liye bas kafi thi. And as a result of that, what happens and the situations that make him who he became eventually. Right. So there was so much more to him. There were so many layers that I could go into and feel and be like, okay, like this could be Salim. There was so much written about him. But for me, on the core level, it was just to humanize Salim and just to feel for what he must be feeling. If he was in a love, he was a man who's in love with a girl. How did he maneuver through that? And it just so happened to be his father's, whatever you call it, keep, or like somebody his father's, कनीज. So अब अगर मैं ये सोचता था कि वो मेरे पिताजी की कनीज है, which is obviously it's a wild thought. तो मैं कभी नहीं कर पाता, but for me it was just the purity of love that drew me to Anarkali, and exactly for her, she was looking for freedom, but through love she got that, or she didn't, I don't know. But that's what it was. In the core was just about love, and that's what he was all about.
What we're going to do is we're going to quickly do one quiz because I have 1 minute left.
Let's do it.
It's called the history quiz. You're going to use your favorite Urdu line or Urdu word if you know the answer, and then you answer. So for example, you can use, I'll ask you a question. आप एक उर्दू वर्ड एक सिलेक्ट करें जो आपको पसंद आता है to answer the question. So
you can just say any same word for anything.
You keep using, it's like your buzzer to answer. Okay. Your favorite Urdu word?
खुदा.
खुदा. आपके लिए?
खिदमत.
Flip.
बेतहाशा.
The base.
ख्वाहिश.
All right. So we're going to, if you know the answer, you use your favorite word and you answer. All right. Let's go. Akbar's father was.
ख्वाहिश.
Twice?
I said
Khidmat.
बेतहाशा.
You said it.
What was the question?
Akbar's father was.
Humayun.
Yeah. All
But
right.
it's very confusing. I can only go in order.
This is going to be fun. Battle of Plassey was fought in which year?
Khidmat.
Checking out.
1765.
I'll give you two options.
Okay.
1765, which is again the wrong one. 1755, 1757.
1757.
Sorry, you all didn't use your buzzer.
57.
I got it.
All right. Okay.
Too
Next one.
tired to shout today.
Under Akbar, Mir Bakshi was required to look after what? You've got three options.
Mir Bakshi.
Yeah. You had military affairs, finance, or the zamindari
Khidmat.
system.
Military affairs.
He's slaying it. All right. Next one. The last independent Nawab of Bengal. Okay, you've got two options: Siraj-ud-Dawla or Mir Jafar.
ख्वाहिश. Siraj-ud-Dawla.
Fuck.
All right. This is getting competitive. The last Viceroy of India.
Khidmat.
Give now multiple
Okay.
choice.
ख्वाहिश.
This is very simple, yeah.
Wait.
He's a. Okay, what do you pass when you do a relay? Yes! She said it. Lord Mountbatten. All right. Okay. Two more questions and okay, we're going to decide. Todarmal was associated in Akbar's court for what? वो क्या करते थे?
खजाना देखते थे. ख्वाहिश.
He was part of the treasury.
Yes. आपने जवाब देखिए इनको जवाब देते आपका बजर भूल जाते हैं. Okay, last one, guys. Last one, I promise you. All right. At what age did Akbar get? Yes.
Khuda, I said.
All right.
पता भी नहीं था कल तक ये.